Hello everyone! My name is Ruth Marcellia and I am from 11 Science. I'm here to represent my class for storytelling competition for Sparta event. And now I'm gonna tell you about one of the story from the Bible, and the title is David and Goliath. I hope you will enjoy it. King David was considered to be a man after God's own heart and is most famous for defeating Goliath when he was only a shepherd boy. When King Saul sinned in the eyes of God, God became very displeased with him and commanded Samuel, his prophet, to anoint another man to be a king after Saul. Samuel followed the directions of God and was led to the home of a man called Jesse in Bethlehem, who came from the tribe of Judah. Jesse had 8 sons, 7 of whom shown to Samuel. And then Samuel thought that surely the Lord would pick one of them, as they were strong and fine in appearance. But then the Lord said to Samuel,
"Do not consider their appearance or their height. The Lord does not look at the things man looks at. Man looks at the outward appearance, but God looks at their heart."
Samuel then was told to anoint the youngest son, who was a shepherd boy called David. When the war between Israelites and Philistines took place, a champion from Philistine named Goliath stood up against the Israelites' army. He is a giant, full armor on his body. He then shouted to the ranks of Israel,
"Why do you come out and line up for battle? Am I not a Philistine? And are you not the servant of Saul? Choose a man and have him come down to fight me. If he is able to fight and kill me, we will become your subjects. But if I overcome and kill him, you will be our subjects and serve us."
On hearing what the giant said, King Saul and the rest of the army were dismayed and terrified. Every day, Goliath would challenge the Israelites to fight and kill him. But of course, nobody was brave enough to fight and kill Goliath. One day, Jesse, David's father, told David to deliver some food for his brother on the war camp. When David was in the war camp, he saw that Israel and Philistine were drawing up their lines facing each other, and he ran towards his brother to ask about their condition and the situation there. As he was talking with them, Goliath stepped out of his camp and challenged the Israelites again. David heard it and spoke with men about Goliath. Then Eliab, David's oldest brother, was angry at him, and he suspected David of having a wicked heart by watching the battle. David then left the man and went to the other man and received the same answer. Then David went to King Saul and said that he would fight and kill Goliath. King Saul was worried, as David was not a warrior and he was just a small shepherd boy. But despite from that reason, King Saul allowed David to fight Goliath and gave him his blessing. King Saul then put his own royal armor on David, but David was not used to it and he couldn't walk or even move with it. So instead of wearing the king's armor, David dressed as a simple shepherd boy with a slingshot as his weapon to fight against Goliath. When David approached Goliath, the Goliath saw that David was just a small boy and he despised him.
"Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?"
And the Goliath cursed David by his gods.
"Come here,
He said,
and I'll give your flesh to the birds of the air and the beasts on the field."
Then David said to Goliath, "You come against me with sword, spear, and javelin, but I come against you with the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the army of Israel, of whom you have defied. This day the Lord will hand you over to me, and I'll strike you down and cut off your head. Today I will give the carcasses of the Philistine army to the birds of the air and the beasts on the earth." and the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel. All those gathered in here will know that it is not by sword or spear that the Lord saves, for the battle is the Lord's, and He will give all of you into our hands. As Goliath came towards David, he quickly reached his back, took out the stone, he slung it, and struck Goliath on his forehead. The stone sank into his forehead, and he fell face down on the ground. Then David cut off the Goliath's head with his own sword. When the Philistines saw that their hero was dead, they turned around and ran away. But the Israel army cut them off and defeated them. Then David took Goliath's head and brought it to Jerusalem, and he put Goliath's weapon in his own tent. King Saul was amazed by David and said to Abner, commander of the army,
Abner, whose son is that young man?
Abner replied,
As surely as you live, O king, I don't know.
Then King Saul told Abner to find out whose son is David. As soon as David returned from the battle, Abner brought David to the king, with him holding Goliath's head.
Whose son are you, young man?
Saul asked him, and David said, I am the son of your servant, Jesse of Bethlehem. And that is the end of our story. By this, we learn that God does not look at our appearance, but God looks at our heart. Always remember to put your hope and trust in the Lord, and He shall guide you in everything that you do in your life. God bless you all, and goodbye.